A courtroom wrapped in silence. The atmosphere? So heavy it almost pulsed. Every breath felt thick, like truth itself was holding back, waiting to explode. That's when she walked in. A black woman, dressed in a razor-sharp suit. The kind of suit that says, "I earned this." She didn't hesitate. Her stride? Calm, but certain. Confident in a way that could only be built over years of proving herself again and again. She belonged there. And she knew it.
But not everyone saw it that way.
A police officer, face carved with assumption, eyes clouded with bias, stepped forward. He saw the suit.
He saw the skin.
He didn't see the badge. And that was his first mistake. Ignoring the shining gold emblem, her FBI credentials, he sneered, lips curling in mockery. Without even verifying, without so much as a pause, he snatched the badge from her hand. "This is fake," he growled, accusation dripping like venom. The room? Frozen. As stunned eyes watched, he twisted her arm behind her back, hard, snapping cuffs onto her wrists like she was nothing but a criminal. A witness. An agent. Treated like a threat. But what this officer didn't realize was that in just 7 minutes, the truth, her truth, would shatter the illusion of power he thought he held. This is the extraordinary story of Aaliyah Monroe, a federal agent who took the sting of public humiliation and turned it into a storm no one would forget. So buckle up, because what's coming? It will leave you stunned and breathless. It was a Thursday, early morning, courtroom 4B in St. Louis. The halls echoed with quiet, that sharp kind of silence that makes your skin prickle. The walls, dressed in marble, seemed to whisper secrets, decades worth of injustice buried in the cracks. Then came Aaliyah. At 37 years old, she walked in not just with authority, but with purpose carved into every step. Her black suit, tailored to perfection, didn't shout. It whispered power. In her grip, a brown leather briefcase.
Clean.
Unassuming. But inside, a ticking bomb. Not of violence, but of truth. Truth that could burn down a system built on lies. Inside that briefcase sat a USB drive. On that drive, audio, video, testimony. The kind of evidence that didn't just reveal wrongdoings, it exposed them. Police corruption, systemic abuse, all meticulously documented. But this day, she wasn't here as a witness. She was the flame meant to start a fire. Aaliyah was no stranger to tough terrain. She was born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, where strength isn't taught in classrooms. It's earned on cracked sidewalks and quiet nights filled with hard lessons. Her mother? A nurse who worked endless shifts to keep food on the table. Her father? Gone before she even hit 12. By 15, she didn't just memorize safety tips, she lived them. Stay quiet. Stay alert. Keep your ID always visible. This kind of discipline? It forged something fierce. Not privilege, not connections, but a will, an iron will, that would carry her into the ranks of the FBI. A black woman in a world that doubted her at every turn? She didn't just stand out, she rose. And that very Thursday, the same will carried her into the courthouse, where everything changed. As she approached the security checkpoint, she met him, Brent Halverson, a white officer in his 50s, weathered face, confidence soaked in assumption, not truth. He looked her over. Badge out, credentials shown, but none of that mattered to him. He didn't see an agent. He saw someone who didn't belong. "You forged this," he snapped, voice full of contempt. And without even listening, no verification, no protocol, he grabbed her, twisted her arm behind her back. Cuffs slammed shut. The courtroom gasped. The judge froze. Reporters lowered their pens mid-sentence. No one moved. No one stepped forward. Aaliyah, cheek pressed against the wooden rail, didn't flinch from the pain because her anger burned hotter. She wasn't just any federal agent. She was the lead investigator on a case that stretched deep into a web of corruption, one that included Halverson himself. And in that briefcase now lying on the floor?
The receipts.
Files. Recordings. Direct proof of him intimidating witnesses, falsifying documents, even targeting citizens based on race. But he didn't know that. Not yet. Holding her ID like a joke, Halverson scoffed. "Where'd you steal this from?" Another officer chuckled behind him. But the crowd?
Silent.
Something had shifted. The energy in the room felt like lightning waiting to strike. Still on her knees, Aaliyah raised her head just enough and whispered, calm as ever, "You just made the biggest mistake of your life."
He laughed.
Tighten the cuffs. He thought the story ended here. Oh, but he was so wrong.